Now it's on. Okay. So I don't have that much to say either. I just welcome to Austin for the 13th annual conference. And the fact that we're in Austin is kind of a huge deal. For those of you who don't come regularly and haven't been here for years, like I know many of you have, we normally are in Monterey. Before that, it was Sonoma. So about a year or so ago, it took a while to make this happen. We talked about the fact that maybe it was time to turn this conference into something, or this workshop into a more typical workshop. So someplace maybe in the center of the country, easier to get to. We've done a couple of changes that have been implemented this year with respect to the conference. So one of them is the location. The other thing is we started on a Monday instead of a Sunday. We've also changed some of the long-standing schedule. We used to have the networking event, the free drinks, and sit around and chat with people after the keynote on the first night. And we changed that to be later in the week, which again is more typical with other conferences. It gives you time to see who's here and meet new people, and then the networking, I think, is happening on Wednesday night. Is that correct? So Wednesday night is the networking event. So that's a change as well. It was a little bit frightening. I had some sleepless nights. I think Jim said something along the lines of that the conference, the success or the failure of the conference was now on me. That's probably not what he said, but that's what I heard. And so I did have a few sleepless nights as we tried to get this scheduled. There was also another change that's somewhat recent. Last year and this year, we actually put out a call for papers. And Paul Gruen, I'll go over some of this again in my later talk, but Paul Gruen and a group of people called the Technical Program Committee. We managed the easy chair submissions, doing the reviews, trying to pick which sessions would be accepted, and then working them into topic areas. So the conference, as it goes on this week, we tried to group the sessions into topical areas where 3 or 4 or 5 sessions that all kind of address the same subject are grouped together. I think there might be one topic that spans a couple of days because there were just a lot of sessions on that one topic. So that's how the conference is kind of laid out. There's other changes that you'll hear about through the week, and I'll just mention it now, and I think it'll come up in my State of the Alliance talk, and hopefully it comes up a lot during the week. And that was alluded to a little bit, that we're in a time of transition. So the OpenFabrics Alliance has been around a long time. I've only been in the chair position since June, and my approach to things is a little bit like a bull in a china shop. I just kind of walk in and I'm like, what's that? What's that? Why are we doing this? So the rest of the team has been very patient with me as I've, tried to break things or, asked a lot of questions. And there's a lot of people in this room who have spent a lot of time and energy to get here. The alliance that was started back in 2005 was when it was actually incorporated. They did a lot of hard work, and the hard work that was done over all those years is why we're here. It's why OpenFabrics has been as successful as it is, and why it's now kind of considered a default part of the distros. And that's a huge success, and it's due in large part to a lot of the people who are in this room. So we don't want to forget that, and we don't want to throw out the baby with the bathwater. But the community is much bigger now than just the OpenFabrics Alliance. And so finding a way to recognize that and bring that wider community into the conversation is part of what we're aiming for with this conference and going forward. So those are the only comments I had. I don't know, Bill is going to be managing the sessions and the speakers. So I don't have on my paper here who the first speaker is, but I think we're ready to start the technical portion of the workshop.